All right, hi guys, I'm back. I just did the union read. I had to stop it because it has to be its own read because it was so significant. You must listen to that read. Now I'm going to go into the twin flame read. Take a deep breath. I do want to hit the bowl again for you guys because my energy was just getting so high there. I'm a little off balance, excited. Take that deep breath. And so it is. All right, so the union, you have to watch the union message. You must. You must. And you have to watch the whole thing because the whole thing builds up to the end of the video, which is very, very profound. The energy was getting really, really high at the end. All right, so the twin flame read here is at 4:20. So hopefully we'll get some more very profound messages in this read. The 4 is the Emperor. The 20 is the Judgment, the final judgment. And definitely that energy of 3 p.m. on the day of the crucifixion came up today. The 4 of the Emperor, the 39 of the Knight of Cups, and the word RY, so Rye Stalls came up, which is RY Stalls. And remember, the Y is the Y in the road, right? Our path stalls at the Y in the road at 0 point. And remember, crystals comes up also as not only like Christ, but also cry stalls. The reason for purging, being able to cry out your grief and being allowed to do so. Oh, and I was just getting the fig leaf of the Garden of Eden as well. The Garden of Eden, that came out for a reason. All right, now we're rhyming a lot. All right, so 4:51 is when the twin flame read finished. We have the solar deity, the sun, the luna, the indigo, and the starseed, and the chariot came up underneath, so in the underlying energies. Solar deity is the sun, luna is the moon, indigo is the magician, and starseed is the fool. Oh, that's very powerful. We have the sun and the moon and the stars, along with the fresh new start of the fool, or excuse me, of the starseed, and then the indigo of the magician. Fully, the magician embodiment. And the underlying energy is the chariot, which is the vehicle of ascension, which I just ended that last video on. And here we had 3 wands, 2 pentacles, and 1 sword, which is that 3, 2, 1 jump. It's time to jump. The page of wands, the king of pentacles, and the queen of wands. Here we had 4 wands. 4 wands, guys, in this read. Okay? All aces. They weren't in the main part of the read. In the middle, they were the polarized, which was, you have to go back and watch the union, the polarization of the cell split. We have 2 ones before the read, 2 ones after the read, all 4 ones embodied in this read. Okay? We had double 3s and double 7s as well. 33 again of the Christ vibration, very significant, of the crucifixion here, and the 77 of his sovereignty, the 77 of the 9 of Pentacles, and the 4 wands. The full embodiment, the full power of walking through the storm with the tumbleweeds and feeling your power as a twin walking the earth. So important here. The 33 of the Christ vibration, the 77 of the sovereignty, and the 37 of the King of Wands of unconditional love, and the 1111 of the magician embodiment of the twins. 2 ones on either side of this read. The 11 and 11. The truth and balance of one, the truth and balance of the other, dancing in between of the 33 and the 77, of double 37s of unconditional love, and 2 kings who have mastered their emotions. And then the 10 of very high vibration, of the 1010, very high vibrational trill and thrill of that very high vibration, and of computer code, by the way, right? 101010. We have the code line here. There were no numbers on the code line today. The numbers are done on the code line. We have financial discipline and individuality for the numerology deck on the code line, but individuality was split into individuality. So there's definitely divide and duality of the cell split. This is someone splitting up a relationship, polarizing in order to come into union, with financial discipline in individuality, divide, duality. Okay, so the message here The sack, the 3, 2, 1, jump. The sack, I was just getting of the flesh. Like it's like shedding your skin, the sack of the flesh, but it actually says the sack of the flash of light. And in the read I just did, Luciferis was coming up with the light, and the, what was I just saying? Oh, yeah, Lucifer. Lucifer's coming up as seeing the light. But anyway, that was all in that read, so I don't want to go too much into that because that was its own message on itself. It was very profound. So we're sacking the flesh or shedding our skin. Sack of the flash of light as the energetic exchange of energy, which is the key here. Taking the high road, and then 309 for me comes up. That's the highway between me and my twin that I used to take. But also 309 is threonine. So maybe you need to take threonine. You can look that up and what its benefits are to you. But taking the high road, the bridge, the 309, the Sophia 7, the 7 being the moment before the 8, the 7 to 8, which is coming up as the 7 of the moment before, the twins between the 7 and an 8, because they are the binding, the articulation between the moment before and the actual manifestation of the 8. 78 is heaven on earth. It's the final deck of the card. It's the dream family. The Sophia 7, that she is the key to the King of Pentacles, twin, saying, I, which means yes, but also I am that I am. I am that I am. The Sophia alternating currents back and forth in the dance to their knowing, also to fatten them up. The 7th beat coming up here, and 7 pounds, the movie coming up. The cow, the sister, the sky, the personal opinions, which is not ours. And what did Jesus always say? Your words, not mine. The seeking of the gate, the code, the key. The threonine, the 309, taking the high road, the rainbow bridge, and Sophia's gate, to master the Christ-like 0 point, the oneness, the human embodiment of source. The tail end, the someone, and then Hachi came up, the dog movie, such a beautiful story. The tail, the story, and the SAI, which is the monkey, the monk key, going within, but also the monkey shit was coming up, and the vulture, right? So many different energies came around SAI. You might want to look up the definitions because there's a lot of different meanings there. So the energy coming up from this as seeking the gate, the code, the key to the high road and Sophia's gate to master the Christ-like and also the cry stall, right? The needing to stop and purge when needed. The one, the human embodiment of the unity consciousness. And perhaps tailing someone or following behind, the tail end of the story, and the someone, unspecified. The sacks of Eva and seeking the key, code, and the gate. The 309, the high road at 516, which is Sunday coming up. The 5 is, and that's the moment, that can be a moment before, it's the tower moment with the Hierophant. Hierophant is your commitment to your higher self, and the tower of the epiphany and the connection between you and your higher self. The sacks of the Eva, seeking the gate, the code, the key. The high road, the 309, which is also like the 369, right? It's the 3 and the 9 with the 0 between, which is the lovers. Okay, so it's showing you another way of showing you the 7 to the 8, the 3 to the 09, the source embodiment of the human embodiment of source between the 3 and the 9, the 3, 6, 9, the 6 of the lovers, the love, family, and community, the high road, the bridge between, the rainbow bridge, or Thursday at 7, the Sophia key, the King of Pentacles, and the twin essay on I am that I am, with financial discipline in duality and in divide. I am that I am, again, holding on to your empowerment while going through polarization or the splitting of the cells. To shake without a jar, a vasectomy without a man, balcony without eating or social outcast on it, or a balcony being tiny? Well, what's the point? Without our Sophia key code and RST, and RST comes up as readable, strong, and toned. The King of Pentacles twin monkey and donkey, the monk key and the Don key, financially disciplined and in divide and duality. Okay, so remember the monkey is, right, the ones that monkey around and don't take their responsibilities seriously. And then we have the donkey, which is the ass. So that was also coming up here. So what's the point of the jar without the shake, right? Or the shake without the jar? You can't shake without the jar. Well, you can shake energy, but what's the point without the jar of shaking something up? Well, it's giving you the answer here. It's saying the monkey can be seen as someone who's always fooling around, or the monkey can be seen as the monk with the keys. And the donkey was in the Little Drummer Boy, right? Oh, it was the donkey. Was a donkey and a camel and a sheep? I can't remember now. But the donkey coming up as can be a very loyal friend. It can be the Don who gives you the key, right? And this can come up as, you know, I come to you on the night of my daughter's wedding. Okay, so we have the Don and the key who's very loyal. But we also have the donkey who can be an ass. There's always another perspective of seeing something. And Lucifer was coming up as the light because it really means the light. And we are to transmute those energies into the positive aspect of all words, right? What is the point without our Sophia code key and readability being strong and toned as well? So we have the option of total war, to be wasted, to lose, to be incorrect, or in the end, to bloom. We have the Page of Wands upright here. And I'm going to roll the die again for you guys because I did that in the other read. We had Gemini and the twins come up in the union. We had the Sun at 0 point here in the human embodiment of Source. And the number 2 of the twins in the High Priestess and the Divine Feminine. And let's see here what comes up again for the second part of this divine read. All right, we have Libra, the number 5, and Venus. All right, very Libra Venus energy here. Venus and the number 5, which is Taurus, which we're in Taurus right now, which is also Venetian. All right, so we have Libra, Taurus, and Venus on 6 and 7. So 67 is the Knight of Pentacles, and we were just talking about the 7 to the 8. 7 to 8 is the twins between the 11th hour and the manifestation. So here's the 6 to the 7, which is going from the Lover's energy into the quiet of the storm, right? The 6 of love, family, and community, going within of the 7, like the Hermit, the monk. And then the Knight of Pentacles who comes out of that, who's both a lover and a friend, offering their loyalty, the loyal, humble servant, coming forward in those energies, all Venetian here. So we have Taurus and Libra and Venus coming in here with the Knight of Pentacles, the loyal, humble servant. All right, so we have the SIRIAN Starseed deck that was cut and dealt, the read in front of you. And I'll show you the read since I'm doing this on a separate installment. It was just $12.21, guys. All right, so here is the main read in front of you. And then here is the full read in front of you with the 7 deck read. And again, the 7 is, sorry, I'm trying to get that clear for you. All right, the 7 is the calm before the storm. 8 is the manifestation of your dreams. 4 is the lower manifestation of survival. So we're not there. We're raising ourselves to the 7, 8, 9, the 5D. Okay, so we have the SIRIAN Starseed deck cut and dealt at 420, which is the Emperor and the Judgment, the final judgment. And today again is the 7th. The energies from today are this. Well, the 7 obviously is the Chariot, and then the 17 of the Star. The Chariot and the Star, which is light, and the Chariot is the vehicle of ascension. And the message today is all about transmuting the dark to light energies in everything that we talk about and say. So we have at 39, the RY stalls came up, like I said, and then we completed the read at 451, which is the Emperor and the 51 of the King. It's area 51, and it's also the angle of the pyramids, 5151, but it's also the 51 of the King of Swords and the Queen of Swords, which is significant in the union read, right? As the feminine prepping in the union read, okay? Here's now the masculine read of the 51, the King of Swords, and the Emperor. We have the Sun, the Star, the Moon, Indigo, and Starseed. We have Solar Deity, the Star, Luna, which is the Moon, Indigo, which is the Magician, and Starseed, which is the Fool taking a leap of faith. And then the Chariot, the vehicle of ascension, prepping the read, right? So it's like the feminine 52, the Queen of Swords, prepping the read, in the Chariot, the vehicle of ascension, while meantime, here's the 51, the masculine energy, dealing with the sun, the stars, and the moon, right, of our day-to-day life, as well as the indigo of the magician embodiment and the starseed of opening the heart and taking that leap of faith. Someone might be taping as well. We have 3 wands, 2 pentacles, and 1 sword of that 3-2-1 jump. Okay, so I'm just reviewing this real quickly. So now we have to go on to the read here. This double 1 read. This quadruple 1 read. The 4 parts. Oh, I always used to talk about the third baton, right? Not passing the third baton to do the 4th leg of the race. And here's the 4th leg coming to fruition. 3-2-1 jump. It's time for the 4th quarter at 4:20, which is final judgment day. Okay, so we have the Page of Wands. I had to go back to the beginning because they wanted those messages to come through. The Page of Wands is excited. And beneath the Page of Wands, in the read in front of you here, we have the Page of Wands, the underlying energy with the minis on top, and then I go 5 cards down and 5 cards out at the end, which makes it a 21 card read, which is completion, right? The 21 of the world. So going down, the cards are 7 of Wands, 7 of Swords reversed. I'm having a lot of trouble talking. And Gemini came up earlier, so there's something mercurial going on. I don't know if Mercury's retrograde right now or not, but there's something aspecting it. And this high vibration, the trill of the moment, is ungrounding me a little bit because I was going into really high vibrations from the union read. All right, so we have the 7 of Swords reversed, the Ace of Cups also reversed in the underlying energy, the Chariot upright, the 7 of Cups reversed, and the Ace of Wands upright here, and then the Page of Wands on top. So coming clean, dumped, purging, overwhelmed, driving, moving, or traveling to dump emotional attachments for a new passion. Excited, the Page of Wands upright is trapped, playing hardball now, with the King of Wands reversed, post-war, uncomfortable feelings, dependent and powerless, and losing their independence, or the Sovereign reversed, refusing to leave due to their own dependency, holding hostage for ransom. So somebody might be trying to get more money out of a connection. This can definitely be in a breakup where someone's trying to get more money out of the deal, or in other words, and it could be holding the third energy, the divine feminine or the divine masculine, depending on whose relationship is breaking up, holding that energy for ransom. Not passing downloads, overwhelmed, ascending only, like it's saying someone, I did all this ascension work only to go back downstairs again, to gain inspiration with the Page of Wands, Sekhmet, the child, or a pet. And I talked about Hachi, the dog movie last night. At 5:42, the Hierophant and the 2 of Cups. The marriage, the Two of Cups. Not someone saying they're not gambling, I am not gambling. I'm working hard to clean up the act, defenseless to self-satisfaction or too much food and drink, perhaps gaining weight. With the High Priestess reversed, secret passion, or Pisces, Virgo, and Aquarius is reversed. The King of Swords is upright, with the Queen of Wands reversed, perhaps lying and spreading rumors, or just negative self-talk. Defensive with the Wounded Warrior, and the Wounded Warrior can be coming up here as the Queen of Wands reversed, and the Atlas energy of the Ten of Wands, now leaving the Wounded Warrior behind, starting over after feeling sorry for themselves, the Queen of Wands reversed here. The Queen of Wands reversed, Wounded Warrior, sending a negative message that it's better to lie and gossip than to be bored and apathetic, grounding and integrating. Peter Pan coming up here with a third leg and no natural boots. Or the Queen of Wands reversed, lied or blocked message so as the Wounded Warrior could start over again. And then so as is coming up as the Suez Canal. That's coming up here too. The Page of Wands upright, starting over, purging, dumped, overwhelmed, and sweating it out, grieving the loss, the regret, and coming clean, or cleaning up, but insecure, without their tools and or manipulation. All right, so we have the Page of Wands upright, but maybe some insecurity because of their age or their youthful place, right? Needing to start from a child status again. But this also can be a child with the Queen of Wands reversed. And here we have grieving 3 cups, not seeing 2 cups. The little red boots getting away with murder, a great manipulator here. So again, it could be a very excitable child who's also very great at manipulation, right? Pulling on your heartstrings, which many children do, right? And then gray skies came up as the parent with gray skies and engagement. And beneath it, the heart-to-heart conversation, the conversation. So again, the underlying energy of engagement means that the relationship is being bumped up to the next level, no matter what relationship that is. And that could be a relationship that's on its way out the door as well. So whatever it is, it's the movement. It's saying it's happening. No peace or no peaceful place to go for lovemaking, perhaps. Maybe someone's in a position, if they're staying with their parents, they don't have a place where they can date someone or have private time. The energy of starting over. Getting off the fence, leaving the gate open, and being directed, which is so funny because in the movie I watched last night was all about Hachi getting out of the gate, opening it himself, and him learning how to do so. So getting off the fence, leaving the gate open, and being directed, allowing someone else to tell you where to go. But Hachi didn't do that. He was no matter how loyal he was, he still did his own thing. He wouldn't fetch and get the ball. He always did his own thing, and when he didn't want to stay home, he hopped over the fence and went to meet him at the train station. So no longer muzzled, the Wounded Warrior is willing to talk in hopes of new passion and burning the past. Or somebody in hopes of new passion and then telling someone else about their new passion. So there's 2 different situations happening here. The physical activity coming up here with the Knight of Pentacles of the 6 to 7, which is the love, family, and community, and the lovers going into the 7 of the moment before, going into a more spiritual, thoughtful place of calmness and quiet. And then adventure coming up of the 55, which is Excalibur and the truth. The 5-5 becoming the 1 of a new life. The truth of the Knight of Pentacles and physical activities, and starting over with the Wounded Warrior defensive, not letting go of wounds, and so that the birthing can come through of something new. So mitos was coming up as my first connection with a guide was mitos. So mitos and her feet was coming up here, ankles and knees. The Wounded Warrior with a sob story of being silenced about pregnancy or firing up the kiln, cremation, or using kiln to burn voodoo dolls or Barbie and Ken. No longer dummying up, and that was just confirmed. And it's 1233, which is the Christ vibration of the 12 of the hangman, the 33. There's the crucifixion energy. It's 1233. Wow. And 2455 here, going into the 56, which is the Queen of Wands and the Truth coming out. And it just changed to the Knight of Wands with a lot of source energy behind them. All right, so no longer dummying up. The wounded warrior on the logs with friend on lap while they're telling their story. I was just getting the true story of man with flame in hand and dark bird rushing in, the goat being led and birds always around talking and tweeting and stinky feet everywhere. On the balcony with bong or down on the farm. The magician with all their tools on board hiding their face, or Gemini here, the page of swords up to something, or a message from Gemini, the wounded warrior down on their knees, exhausted and begging, so that can be from a twin or a Gemini, exhausted or begging for inspiration, passion, or for something to be ignited. The King of Cups happily to self and guided by Saturn and rings. Jupiter and Sagittarius, fire swallower, transmuting fire and ice into drinking water, with lovers or Gemini here. And that was definitely coming up as transmuting the words in the union read I just did. So changing the perspective of the word, right? Because every word has a different perspective. You can see it as something positive or something negative. The Gemini upright, Virgo upright, and Sag upright all here. The King of Cups smiling to themselves, and the lobster claw clamped shut. At the barber, or getting some fern, with Jupiter rising, and Atlantean lovers, with dolphins all around. And that's like the feminine electrons all around the the protons. And that was confirmed. So it's like the water of the dolphins and the feminine electrons on the outside, and then the Jimmy Neutron, right, is in the middle. And then we have the protons of the masculine, the Atlantean lovers, with dolphins all around. Thor was coming up here, as well as Ben-Hur. Thor and Ben-Hur at 6:15, which 15 is 6. It's actually my brother's birthday, and his name is James. That's so funny, because Jimmy Neutron just came up. We have 6 of the lovers and 15 of the devil, with Thor and Ben-Hur and the King of Cups dreaming about pink waters at sunset, and twins all over this. So at 6:15, which also is the 6:15 is my brother's birthday, but it's also the day I conceived my daughter, who was born on 3/14, and it's also the day my twin first reached out to me through technology. So the 6 of the lovers, the 15 of the devil, or Gemini child and Sagittarius wounded warrior, and that could also be a twin child, and a higher love wounded warrior, which the wounded warrior was now becoming the shaman energy from the union read, and the feminine wounded warrior as the Queen of Swords was becoming the enlightened one. Up to something here, both of them, and the King of Cups oblivious to it. And again, the Ben-Hur coming up here. The Gemini child and Sagittarius wounded warrior up to something here. This also can be 2 kids who are up to something, but they're both upright. And the King of Cups, unconditionally loving, is oblivious to what these kids are doing. The Knight of Wands rushing in to Atlas to give him a break to choose their path, right? They're carrying the weight of the world upon their shoulders. So it's like kids rushing in, or messages to help them out. If they're going to make a mountain or a molehill out of this to get over the loss, regret, and the past. Hercules relieving Atlas, but only remember it happened temporarily, because Hercules wanted to get something that he wanted out of this. He wanted to get Atlas to go run an errand for him. So issues at work with aligning and getting their ducks in a row, temptation at hand, or Capricorn and the 6 of Cups reversed, a falling out, perhaps with your kids, or a negative past, or the King of Pentacles reversed, justice, divorce, and or Libra with the Page of Wands excited, inspired by the Chariot upright and the Hierophant reversed, or Cancer and Taurus at 6:21, which is the lovers and completion of the world, the Cancer and Taurus post-war, and apologies needed. I was getting Apollo as well. Apollo needed. I don't know if there's a spaceship taking off too, but it doesn't give me a number of Apollo something, but it's coming up as Apollo needed. And that can be with the lovers and apologies. Apollo may be of help there. Maybe there's a story we can look up and read. But the lovers of the Page of Wands with the mask on and the burning desire, starting over, no longer bored, and insecure, needing tools for a new passion or conception. Isn't that a movie, a space movie too, Conception? Needing tools for new passion or conception, inspiration, and physical activity to start over with the wounded warrior. Recently here is the moon or Luna reversed and deception with or of the energetic exchange, the back and forth communications or travel or energy with the Queen of Cups upright. Lots of back and forth, like I said, or up before dawn, or energy and arrows of love. Awake and dumping emotional attachments or multiple loads with secret passion or the need to use their intuition with the Queen of Swords reversed, where the worst is now over, with sharing, being charitable or settling out and not sleeping, and or rising above not sleeping or awake and now coming out. The Queen of Cups upright is at home or in union, or twin Queen of Cups, or Cancer reversed, Pisces reversed, and Capricorn reversed, Virgo reversed, and Aquarius reversed, all here. The foundation is the Star card reversed. You know, the light being dimmed, depressed, defenseless to energies and attacks, being ganged up on to give even more. The unhappy family and the ending to the cycle, overdone, with the Empress reversed in lack or gone. The central energy being the Sun reversed, drained, in need of sun or vacation or overexposed, and the Page of Wands excited for a big opportunity, for passion and creativity that may slip through their fingers if dark night walks away to ascend, or Scorpio to Cancer to travel together. The Knight of Wands reversed, falling short or falling off the wagon, paralyzed by their passions and unable to function. The challenge being the King of Pentacles reversed, dependent, powerless, or with a dependent who spends all the money, or gives to all the neighbors, or at the pool, or gives around the world without telling them. The cycle is now almost over with the King of Cups upright, Justice, divorced, Libra, with the Queen of Wands reversed, falling out with a negative past, or trouble with the kids who may or may not be depressed. The Knight of Cups upright offering love to drop it, and the Page of Cups reversed, crying day and night, and that could just be an infant crying as well, or it could be a pet who's crying at the door because they've been put in a room they don't want to be in, that kind of stuff. Or up at the crack of dawn, crying or vulnerable, or feeling rejected or spoiled and feeling entitled to do whatever they want. No eating out options here in an all-business partnership, and no reunion with fallen angel, impatient Sagittarius or losing patience, with crying, being dumped, purging or overwhelmed, sweating it out, or peeing too much. So someone might be having prostate issues at 637, which is the Lovers, and the King of Cups, or unconditional love. So then we go into 38, which is the Lovers, the King of Cups, and the Queen of Cups of 38. And the Page of Cups reversed, in disconnect, not seeing eye to eye, or at a distance, not being able to see each other face to face, present or with gift, wanting or waiting for the right time in separation when there's no sun, right, and there's nothing better to do, or crazy kids, or there's no animals around at the time. Now, in the present moment here, crowning for the twins is the Indigo reversed, without a proposal, and the Emperor with bad influences around him, the fallen angel, and the foolish behavior, or Sag reversed and Aries reversed, and the King of Pentacles reversed, with a so-called happy family. So why do you have a happy family when you have a Sag and Aries both reversed with the King of Pentacles reversed? So it could be like the illusion of that happy family, but the Queen of Cups reversed, lover is sad, or the Ten of Cups family is between the King of Pentacles reversed and the Queen of Cups reversed due to an Indigo reversed, that could be a child perhaps who's acting up in separation, or disappointment and knowing and keeping it in, keeping all their feelings to themselves. Present to a romantic tie, the Queen of Wands reversed and the King of Cups upright, and the Knight of Swords, stunned by what they see, and kids being present, or a stripper gift, right? So if someone comes to give someone a surprise stripper at the door and the kids are there, that kind of energy was coming up. It's not time yet with no peaceful place to go at home, with the Knight of Pentacles reversed and the Pisces reversed, or their world upside down, and the Divine Feminine in the 5D with the King of Cups upright, unconditional love, or he, the King of Cups, is a Pisces or has Pisces in their chart. The Page of Swords reversed lying under the radar, and that could be literally lying under something, under the radar, because that was coming up in my meditation this morning of my little girl on the lower bunk than me. The Page of Swords reversed lying under the radar, or attention-seeking behavior, with the Queen of Pentacles reversed, with Leo being strong or strong-arming tactics, tackling the bore, or girls on film, that was coming up, so somebody's watching porn. The Queen of Pentacles reversed with the worst over, and rising above, Two Bulls Split, and Chariot, Hatari, Safari, and trying to catch animals who got out, or caught kids watching cockfighting on TV. The King of Wands reversed is not showing their affections, and the Queen of Pentacles reversed is in a situation where the worst is now over, or perhaps now even feeling the bliss of the awakening, with the Hermit shedding light and being strong, or taming pets, or Leo or kids. Libra, Pisces, Leo and Pisces reversed here. Leo, Cancer, and Virgo are upright here. Soon for the twins is the Two of Swords upright. Knowing and floating on air, depressed but working hard to avoid the Knight of Swords, the messenger of truth, and the King of Pentacles and Page of Pentacles, or father and child, both reversed, at work, feeling trapped or feeling like they have a hostage or they are a hostage with their hands tied, and the Knight of Pentacles reversed, unable to function or not working, or refusing to work, or refusing to help at all. Or the King of Pentacles with two kids, and all three of them have anxiety issues here, and or being slave drivers to Atlas, who's doing all the work. Okay, so the twin flames here, seeing themselves as the Three of Wands upright, present to the flame or the gift, in disconnect or at a distance, out in the cold, in a breakup with no affection, without options but to suffer in silence or deal with their sister or live with their sister, and try to end the nightmare with the Hierophant or Taurus, religion, establishment, or marriage, present to nothingness or no gift, with financial losses at work and sudden explosion, eruption, or an epiphany, to two kicked out or didn't have the money to pay, so they were turned away. And then we have free yourself and healing from family issues, as well as retreat, stay optimistic, and separation, that time apart from your partners on the horizon. So around the twins, or how they're seen, is Starseed reversed, falling on their face or embarrassing themselves. No big downloads came while presenting the truth to those in conflict, with the King of Swords overseeing things. Aries reversed, giving or receiving the truth, or sports call, and the ref doing nothing about it, or they missed the play altogether. So how can they make a call if they missed the play? They didn't see it. All is fair in love and war. Keep playing. So at 7 o'clock on the nose, which somebody might have won by a nose in the horse races, we have double zeros, or a lot of source embodiment backing up the number 7, which is the Chariot, the vehicle of ascension, or the hand of God on a quest to get the King of Swords to see, but sitting there oblivious. The block here being the Queen of Wands reversed, strategizing how to hold on to a condo or a room with a view, or a plan to save and ground and be moderate, or spend all the money and hoard some away that they can perhaps sell later. Again, it's talking about, hiding money from somebody else. Or the King of Pentacles reversed and the Page of Pentacles, which can be a father and child, are working together, while the Queen of Wands reversed is spending and hoarding. So that could be someone who doesn't work, right? So where the husband and the children are working really hard, it's like the spouse may be staying home and all they're doing is spending and hoarding things as opposed to helping out. So indemnity comes up here, and individuality, and financial discipline, and even more so abundance, which can be a bun dance as well, like doing a little booty dance. There's no love here, that it's not time, or purging in downturn, overwhelmed with 3 girls or women acting up. Sharing and settling, the King of Wands reversed, is satisfied with temptation, Capricorn, or ball and chain, or settling out, and saying hasta la vista, baby, and present to the downturn in a separation or disappointment between Libra and Leo reversed, or kids. They were both reversed there, Libra reversed and Leo reversed. So settling out, conflict, or so that they can play sports, making an announcement, judgment, or wake-up call, or hearing So making an announcement, a judgment, or a wake-up call, and someone hearing that there's no saviors coming, there's no one coming to the rescue, there's no more incentives. But that's not what I wrote, but that's coming up now. So no more saviors coming, no more Well, when it comes up for me, I'll let you know. Definitely incentives is coming up. So no more saviors coming. It's like you have to save yourself. No more incentives, right? That you have to inspire yourself. Falling short or off the wagon or off the wag, and that could be a dog who gives you inspiration, or knocked for a loop listening to an announcement here. Conflicts or competition at work with issues, but the worst is now over, with the truth out and playing hardball, or withholding time, money, and effort, or just saving for a new life, and keeping this from the family, business, or community, that 10 of Pentacles. You could be saving for that life, of that perfect life of heaven on earth, or you could be withholding your time, money, and effort from a wealthy family, business, or community who doesn't need you to save them. They have plenty to take care of themselves. Ascending to just go back downstairs with new passion and excitement, depressed or arrogant, about a gift perhaps, or about being present, embarrassing self perhaps in a deception. Aquarius reversed, Aries reversed, Cancer and Leo both reversed, overexposed or needing the sun and some fun, and if they can get the dark night and Chariot or Scorpio and Cancer to go with them. The challenge being the King of Pentacles reversed. I was just getting Dumb and Dumber, but I actually wrote here numb to the Queen of Wands reversed and Indigo reversed. So that maybe someone's referencing the Queen of Wands and the Indigo reversed as Dumb and Dumber. That may be the King of Pentacles reversed. But challenged by the King of Pentacles reversed, numb to the Queen of Wands reversed and Indigo reversed, sharing their money with the gang at work and sports. It's like the wife and kids just randomly giving all of their assets that the King of Pentacles has earned to everybody else without his permission. Where the worst is now over, a betrayal with truth, and this could be someone being spiteful too and just giving away all their stuff to piss them off in a divorce. But betrayal with the truth given, but nothing given in return, or saving so they can start a new life. And the Page of Wands is under a mask, deceiving lovers, or Cancer reversed and Gemini upright here. Depression, always tired, or Indigo reversed, challenged by the King of Pentacles reversed, who may be the slave driver, and then Aquarius, Leo, Gemini, and Virgo all reversed here. No one's happy. Presently floating or numb, falling on face or from grace, or embarrassing oneself. The Queen of Wands reversed is settling out, giving money or giving things away in a fight, or all must go with work issues, but the worst now is over, since now the truth is out, so they can hold back the money from the wealthy family, business, community, or legacy, and or the powers that be. So they no longer have to tell them what they're doing or answer to them. That kind of energy here. All right, so that is the twin flame read, and we're going to pull some oracle cards. First, we're going to pull from the Animal Spirit guidebook. And it's 44, 32, 33. 44, 33 is a reflection of my business, 33, 44. So that's the 44 of the mastering, grounding, and integrating, and then the 32 of the journey into the 33 of the Christ vibration. standing up for oneself, being empowered, and not backing down, but taking the high ground, doing it with love, and not getting triggered. And it's 12:53 on the clock, which is the messenger of truth. It's like the rising right before Christ was on the cross, and now the hangman is risen, has risen with the Knight of Swords, the messenger of truth. And the lamb is now on the bottom of the deck here, and silencing of the lamb. And then the snake here with its tail in its mouth, and the flower of life in the middle. All right, so let's see what's going on for the twin flame. What is the message for the twin flames? And this is very much about the masculine. The union read was more about the feminine and the overall energies coming up now. So here's for the divine. This is for the twin flames, twin flames, twin flames. And that flipped right out. So someone's flipping out. And there's the camel. And Joshua was just coming up from my son the other day. And Camel's like an all-in-one independent, right? He carries water, he's got the ride, he's got everything together. The camel, Joshua, Yeshua. The lamb. You can't make this up. And here we have the cam over here, the camera and the lamb, the cam and the lamb. What a partnership they'll make. And this is the little drummer boy with his friends. So beautiful. And then three cards are coming out together next. Hold on. The bottom of the deck is the raccoon. And remember, he's looking a little guilty there for getting into your trash cans. And that could be for getting into your can. All right, so the raccoon is wearing a mask, right? And that page of wands and the story here in the read is the masked boy. So it's the raccoon, you know, they're just mischievous, right? They get into the trash cans because they're looking for food. They weren't really doing anything wrong. And then eagle, right? The eagle is coming in. I mean, they're very profound and grand, and they come in to trigger you on purpose, to make you grow. So it's like the eagle coming in to force the raccoon to grow out of being mischievous, you know, to be more than they actually are, to change their stripes perhaps. That's the underlying energy. And then we had the camel and the lamb, the cam and the lamb. Oh. Came and went. Cain and lamb, Cain and Abel. So funny, right? Oh, they're saying that the raccoon changed their spots and became a camel. They started retaining water and became very independent. They came, they saw, they conquered the lamb. They tamed the beast. This is such a beautiful read. The second three cards that came out together is the fish. All right, and there's the sliver of the moon. Ah, the boy in the moon escaped. How cool is that? Right? The man in the moon, who actually looks like a boy in the moon, escaped. But the fish won't stop moving. Like they're afraid if they stop moving, they'll get captured again, that they'll get caught. Someone's fishing, right? And then here is the snake, which just came up with the flower of life in the middle of, you know, someone with their tail in their mouth. And that came up in the union read as well. But again, it's the 0 point of coming full circle of the rainbow bridge. And also, this is the way the dragonfly mates, right? They grab the other one and make a stick, not in the circle, but then they come down together when they join and become a heart and mate. So here is the coming full circle of the rainbow bridge. So now the rainbow bridge has transferred its colors to within. That's the message there. So two very different energies, right? This one escaped from the moon. The boy who escaped from the moon, the red planet, this can also be Mars, escaping from Mars or the dark energies there, but kept moving because they were afraid to get caught again because they're a fish. And then here is the rainbow bridge of the world coming full circle around the world, coming back down to Earth, transferring all of the rainbow light into the world at large, into Gaia. grounding again. And then here we have the lizard, all right, so showing the culprit over here, because there's a lot of talk about the war on Mars right now, and in the Union read that'll come up as well as the reptilians or Anunnaki or the Greys calling in the Luciferians from another universe coming back into our universe. But remember, we're transmuting the energy of the Lucifer, which really means light, and changing that from dark to light. So there's the message there. And you see the lizard coming out of the snake. Look how they meet up right together there. Trying to escape. But you can't escape from here, right? It's sealed. The Rainbow Bridge has sealed the earth. If the lizard's caught, they can't escape. So they either change to light or they choose to leave in another way, which is death, which is transferring into another dimension, and then perhaps going into another universe or galaxy. So yeah, there's really kind of major energies going on here. And again, the calm before the storm of the 7 to the 8 was coming up regarding the twins being 7, 2, 8, the twins being the 2 in the middle, the go-between, the articulation between the 7 of the calm before the storm, or the 0 point, and then the 8 of the manifestation, which there's instant manifestation in the 6D. And here we have 5 cards, again bringing up that the 5D is kind of like I'm seeing a checkpoint. So the 4D is the bridge, the 5D is the actual gate and checkpoint to all other dimensions. So once you're in 5D, you can experiment in going to all different realms. So let's read what the camel comes up with, Joshua and Yeshua, and the lamb. It's so sweet. And the camel is actually fire, whereas the lamb is earth. But he carries water. Where are you, camel? All right. Is it the last? I'm finding every fire except for the camel. The camel's being very elusive here. Where are you, camel? There he is. Okay. So the camel's resourceful, independent, and knows oneself. The camel can handle absolutely anything, as it carries a wealth of nourishment within. This wondrous creature is self-reliant and handles challenge with ease. Even in the face of excess heat, or judgment, or anger, the camel searches inside for the cool elixir of water to calm the situation. The camel represents the ultimate form of bringing opposites into balance, or fire and water, and being responsible for one's own reactions. It's actually the fire and ice and transmuting them into water, and being responsible for one's own reactions. The camel is a wonderful traveler and especially fond of trips to faraway lands. When they're in balance, they're calm, content, and they have a sparkle in their eye, and that was coming up as the divine feminine earlier, the sparkling. And when out of balance, they're dehydrated and they lack vitality. And of course, they hold water because they're a camel. To bring back into balance, a pilgrimage is needed. So that's definitely coming up. So then the lamb, which is more earthy, and here's the lamb. Lamb was more readily available than the camel. I came, I saw, I conquered. So the camel was trying not to be seen. The lamb is peaceful, prophetic, and patient. The lamb is the bearer of an important message. Its contents can only be heard when a deep level of quiet has been established. The lamb energy is honest guidance you hear from an old friend, a young child, or sometimes a surprising stranger. And then Hachi, the movie of the dog, came up last night, was very important. Though the lamb's message may channel through another person, the wisdom resonates within you. It will repeat and reverberate until you listen. Approach this gentle creature with utmost patience and reverence. Truth is a gift. Sit still, listen, and receive. So when the lamb is in balance, they're knowingness and inner peace. And when they're out of balance, they're quiet, timid, and concerned. To bring themselves back into balance, they need to meditate and listen. Yes. Listen. Meditate and listening. And the camel needs to go on a pilgrimage, which is like a retreat, which obviously the feminists do a lot of that. All right, so let's pull from the journey of love so we can wrap this up for you guys. Anyway, the underlying energy of that was the eagle coming in and getting the raccoon to change their stripes, which actually could be someone leaving the station or leaving the situation, either one. Oh, and that was the dog. Last night in the movie, leaving the station, he finally had to leave, which means he passed away. Because he was going to come back to the station every day, no matter what. Even though his owner didn't come back in 10 years, he still went back to the train station to meet him. All right, so let's see what the journey of love has to say for you. Okay, a bunch came up together. The bottom of the deck is the cloak, the 50 of emotional contentment, that 10 of cups, and the beauty of this energy. It's so like, this is so tasty, isn't it? The colors together. It's very much of that buttercup yellow. And then what's this purple called? I always blank out. And this is one of my favorite purples, but I forget what it's called. Shoot, maybe that'll come up. But those two colors are coming up. And then within nothing, there's everything, which is the 2, which came up a lot today, the high priestess, and the 1-to-1, the feminine energy, but the mediator. This is also the child of the womb here. Within nothing, there's everything. You know, this is that safe place, the safe place to be. Where before there is something, there is nothing, right? Before the birth, there was an empty womb, and then there was birth, right? And then there was conception, and that came up again. And then the cloak. Something to stay warm and cozy with. The 10 of cups, emotional fulfillment. The family who's happy and loves each other is the warm blanket. And then all these cards came out together. We had the guardian of the family, the 26 of the page of wands, who had a mask on in the read, right? The guardian of the family in the vortex here, which can reference the child as well, you know, the impish child. And then here's the ancient ones, again, the queen of swords of the light, gathering the light from the ancient ones, the 52 of the queen of swords. And we're talking about her no longer being the war widow. She's now just the woman of light. And then the Atlas energy is no longer the wounded warrior. They've let that go behind, and they become the king of swords. So the ancient ones here of the queen of swords, and here's the child of inspiration, the third energy, and then the cosmic butterfly of the Atlas energy I just brought up, which is the 36. The cosmic butterfly of the mother, and allowing mothering to happen, right? This is also the butterfly and the mother energy, and the beautiful rainbow colors here of allowing beauty to enter into their lives. The mother's safe blanket, right? That warm blanket is the mother's womb, is that safe place to be in the mother's arms. It's like the masculine king of swords allowing themselves to lie in the queen of swords' arms to become the king of swords that he's supposed to be here. And then we have the gifts received. And here's orbs being seen perhaps better against the green of the woods. But again, the gifts received of your abilities, of nature, and the 13 of transformation, transition, endings, that it may be a gift. A gift, maybe it was a gift that you couldn't receive a gift. And it just turned 106 to 7 again as the Knight of Pentacles. Mother Nature's gift. And then the 6 of the Tower moment. So the Tower is also the Epiphany. This is very red, right? It's that moment of inspiration, right? The connection to your heart, and where all of your guides come together in that moment to shed light on you, to send you that message, the heart of the moment. You're connecting to your heart at that moment. So they're letting you know that. And there's like 5 different, very different energies here, right? The page of wands, which is the inspiration, the third energy, the child, the queen of swords, receiving the light, collecting the energy for the both of them, connecting with the higher realms and the ancient ones, and then the Atlas energy of the weight of the world on your shoulders, and the needing to let go of the wounded warrior to come back to the mother's loving arms of Gaia, and gifts received naturally from nature, but also from the mother, your partner, the divine feminine, her loving arms, And then the 16 of the tower and the epiphanies that are created just by connecting with nature. And also the red that I was talking about, because when I see my mandala, it's very much this kind of red color. It's like not red orange or red pink. It's like somewhere in between, but it's, you know, it's illuminated. So it's such a beautiful color. The heart of the moment, the 16 of the epiphany of who you actually are, the empowerment, because that came up in the other read as well. Okay, so we're going to read the Guardian of the Soul family, since that was first up, which is number 26, the Page of Wands. And this reads, you are being drawn to kindred spirits in this physical world by loving guardians in the spiritual worlds. If you feel you're leaving relationships behind, do not be afraid. The space that such courageous action creates is sometimes necessary in order to have room for the new to enter your sphere of consciousness. You may also feel that somehow a relationship that seemed to be held back from you is now becoming available. There is a great soul love calling you into more intimate connection now. It is sanctioned by the divine. It is a karmic destiny to fulfill. There is love that you are to experience in connection with particular souls, predetermined by the divine plan. If you're struggling to feel the soul purpose in your current relationships, take heart, for you're being helped by divine guardians who understand and support the sacred purpose of your relationships. Be open to current relationships healing, whether that means improved communication and enriched experience, or the realization that you've traveled as far as you can together, and know that new relationships are going to be an important aspect of your spiritual destiny being fulfilled. Trust in the divine timing of your life and open your heart to the guardians who help you with unconditional love now. The guidance of this oracle for you is that relationship healing is taking place. In present relationships unfolding, in attracting the right relationships for your future growth, and in leaving behind relationships of the past with a peaceful heart. Be gentle with your heart. Beloved, all is well. When I open my heart, you cover me with a blanket of love, as I just talked about the blanket, and that wasn't even this card. When I open my heart, you cover me with a blanket of love and warm the silence with your caress. Or unspoken, say it all. Words unspoken say it all as we become more than we are alone. And then the next page is the ethereal touch. So again, the blanketing was coming up from this card, and yet this is the underlying energy where I was talking about the blanket. Okay? So very, very beautiful energies today. You must watch the union read today. That's a must. And be good to yourselves, guys. Drink your water, get your rest, get your joy, get your nature. And as always, rise and be love. Have an amazing day and take a deep breath. Bye, guys.